When most people talk about Watch Dogs 1, they mention the graphics downgrade, the hacking system, or Aiden Pearce's story of revenge. But something that's often overlooked, and honestly one of the most fascinating aspects of the game, is how Watch Dogs 1 quietly predicted the rise of a completely connected economy. And when you look back at it now in 2025, it feels less like a game mechanic and more like a glimpse into the future we're already living in. Think about how money worked in Watch Dogs 1. You could walk through the streets of Chicago, scan an NPC's bank account, and instantly siphon cash with a couple of taps on your phone. At the time, it felt like a cool gimmick to give you quick spending money for weapons and upgrades. But when you really stop and think about it, Ubisoft was showing us something way bigger: the fragility of digital economies. In Watch Dogs, physical cash barely mattered. Everything was digital, everything was connected, and all of it was hackable. And here's the crazy part. In 2014, that felt futuristic. But in 2025, that's just reality. Most people today don't carry physical cash. We tap cards, we scan phones, we use digital wallets. And some countries are already experimenting with central bank digital currencies. And every time we do, we're trusting massive networks that could, in theory, be exploited the same way Aiden Pearce exploited Chicago's CTOS. The game even hinted at the darker side of this. Remember how profiling NPCs sometimes revealed their financial struggles? People deep in debt, unemployed, working multiple jobs? The ability to drain their accounts wasn't just a gameplay mechanic. It reflected how vulnerable people are when their entire financial lives exist in data that's outside of their control. It was Ubisoft's way of showing that when systems control everything, ordinary people are the ones at risk. What makes it so immersive is that Watch Dogs 1 didn't shove this in your face. It wasn't a big story beat or a cutscene. It was built into the background of gameplay, into the little details you'd notice if you paid attention. And that subtlety made the world feel so much more believable, because in real life, that's exactly how it happens. Technology doesn't suddenly take over in one big moment. It creeps in slowly, until one day you look around and realize your entire life is digital, and all of it can be accessed by someone with the right tools. This is why Watch Dogs 1 stands apart from its sequels. Watch Dogs 2 leaned more into satire and fun, while Legion pushed the play-as-anyone gimmick. But neither of them captured that uneasy feeling the first game nailed, the sense that the systems we rely on every day are more fragile and more exploitable than we'd like to admit. And let's not forget the irony here. When Watch Dogs 1 released, a lot of players dismissed the bank hacking as unrealistic or over the top. Yet here we are in 2025, where crypto hacks, digital heists, and stolen identities make headlines on a regular basis. It feels less like a sci-fi warning and more like Ubisoft accidentally predicted what would become one of the defining issues of our time. So when people look back at Watch Dogs 1, it's worth remembering that the game wasn't just about car chases and hacking traffic lights. It was about showing us how fragile trust in connected systems really is. And that's why it's still worth revisiting today. Not just as an open-world game, but as a chilling glimpse of the world we live in now.